Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BBD. It's been about 6 years since we made the last episode, but we decided to bring the family back for a reboot, Jackass Forever style. I'm here with KnotCT. Take it away.
Wait, hold up. Was the podcast canceled? I literally thought that we just fucking stopped it. Like, who
No,
canceled it? Was it
no,
Cherry?
we got old. We got old, and it was just
Unfunny,
getting
yeah.
it was getting to be kind of hard on our bodies, like physically. We had to start downplaying stuff.
Plus, like, as all the time passed, all of our jokes didn't age well because no white dudes' jokes age well, apparently. So,
Yeah.
fuck it. So the kids of the future are just like, yeah, those guys are cringe.
I wonder if, like...
And I will admit, that's true. A lot of white dudes' jokes don't age very well. There was a lot of racism in comedy like 15 years ago.
Isn't it crazy to think that, like, YouTube is going to be a part of, like, a major cultural studies curriculum in the future? People are actually going to, like, be watching fucking, like, Fred videos or some shit. They're watching, like, Ray William Johnson as, like, a genuine study in American cultural history. Not even just American, just, like, the whole fucking world.
Well, what's crazy about that is that the internet is so vast now, like not even just YouTube, like just the whole internet. Think about how like easy it's going to be to study our time period just because we literally at this point, like every person records everything. Like we all record our lives and post it on the internet. We're kind of in the process of doing that right now, just taking our friendship and making content out of it.
Just a couple of guys making a vlog. That sounds like it could be like the start to like some kind of like light gay porno. Two guys in a vlog. But what else happened? I don't know. Twangle would be like, yo, what the fuck, man? How could you even make that joke? That's disgusting. Okay, that's actually an inside joke for viewers. That's a reference to a guy that we used to know who, among other very quirky things, he was violently homophobic. But yeah, that's as far as I'm gonna go on that.
yeah, I'll drop it there. Don't wanna do too much name dropping and shit talking in the podcast. We're a couple of fun guys. We're just trying to be out. I got a beer. I cracked open a cold one. I'm with my boy. Just trying to have a good, clean fun, So, segueing that into what I wanted to talk about, neither me nor Cody here has a Xbox. We're both PS4 boys because, we're superior, and that's okay. But I have heard that Halo Infinite sucks.
So, from what I've seen, like, I'm one of those people, I have a hard time, like, not necessarily developing an opinion, but like I guess having an opinion and like feeling like I have ground to stand on when it comes to games that I haven't actually played or tried personally. And Halo Infinite's one of those games. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I will eventually, whenever I decide to get an Xbox or a PC or whatever the fuck. But in the meantime, the only opinions and the only basis I have to go on with that is what I've seen. And I have seen almost the entirety of the campaign on like streams and stuff. I've seen a few different people playing it.
I've seen bits and pieces. I've watched more of the multiplayer.
So my overall opinion is that it is by far, I don't even need to play the game for myself to determine this. It is by far the best 343 Halo game. And by that, I mean it's like the only 343 Halo game that doesn't suck shit through a giant straw. Like...
Well, that actually segues into a good point I have. So this isn't a bit. I actually did this for this podcast. I commented on a post in Halo's subreddit talking about Halo Infinite, and I just asked the question, is Halo Infinite better or worse than Halo 4 and 5? And I'm getting pretty mixed responses here. So User/J_Clouch said the campaign is better, but the multiplayer is worse. So I haven't seen much of the campaign, but the multiplayer does look very limited and janky. I know it didn't ship with a lot of the promised like game modes and stuff we're used to. I know Forge isn't in there or wasn't in there. They might have added it since. I haven't really been keeping up. Yeah, I did a lot of research for this, guys. I made one Reddit comment. And then
I mean, that's more than what some people do. That's interesting though, because like I've heard pretty mixed things about the multiplayer too. Like I've heard a lot of people say that it's really fun and that it just feels good, just from that like old school FPS standpoint, I guess. But I've heard people say that it doesn't feel finished. Like there's just like a lack of content there, which that's just a sad trend with like the majority of games now. They just release unfinished in some way, shape, or form, or just without enough content. Like think back to like 2007 with like the Halo 3 launch. Dude, that game launched with so much content. Like you had the single player campaign, which was really good, obviously. But then you had like, you know, the multiplayer, which had so many modes, and you could customize each mode and make your own modes, basically. Like if you like, that's how Griffball was invented, was just people fucking around with like Forge and shit, and they ended up making a mode that just caught on, and it had nothing to do with the rest of the game. But it had all that multiplayer shit going on. It had Forge, it had the theater, and I feel like I'm missing something. But yeah. Also Halo Reach. Halo Reach had all of that plus Firefight. So, like...
Love me some Firefight, bro.
Those games...
I love me some Firefight.
Those games used to just be absolute dumps of content, and it was all good, too. Like, it was good shit. It kept people playing Halo for years and years and years and years. But now people are, you know, I don't know why. I don't understand how this happens through the years, but you have developers that are like, all right, here's our 3-year plan of releasing content. And then at the end of the 3 years, you might have roughly the level of content that games used to just be released with.
Yeah, and then a lot of times you have to pay for that content because they purposefully separated it out to charge more.
Yeah.
Fucking, so just to illustrate that there's a little bit of a couple differing opinions. About 10 people replied to this Reddit thread. Some, like Mr. J. Clouch, thinks it's about in the middle, you know. The campaign is better than 4 and 5s, but the multiplayer is much worse. This guy, user/Merkin666, said, no, it's fucking great. These guys are nuts. And then immediately following that, Towering Isle 13 said, yes, 5 at least felt like Halo. Now, Towering Isle and Merkin then went on to get into a little comment war about the merits and, you know, cons of the game.
I can't believe there's that many people defending Halo 5. That game fucking sucked.
Yeah, it was
like, why are there so many people? I didn't realize that Halo 5 had such a strong, like, Reddit community. I thought it was just a general consensus among everyone that that game sucked ass, but apparently not. You know what else I'm finding out? There are a lot of people out there, like adults, people our age, who are genuine fans of Spy Kids. Like, unironically, like, they think that they're good, cool movies. And it's like, wait, I thought we were all making fun of them. I thought we were making fun of Spy Kids, but nah, there's some people out there that actually thought those were good movies.
Yeah, I mean, they're good for kids, and you know...
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
What's the name of that guy that directed those? Robert Rodriguez, right?
That sounds right. I can't quite remember, but I think you're right.
Yeah, he, what's interesting about that is before he made Spy Kids, he was like a really like R-rated action film director, apparently, like with lots of blood and gore and really adult themes. And he apparently didn't make a good living doing that because he made Spy Kids like as a passion project, and then like from then on he only made kids movies.
That's hilarious. Just imagine if like Quentin Tarantino like left like the film industry and then came on for like a Teletubbies reboot or something.
Mm.
And he's just
See,
like, all along, this is all I really wanted. This is what I was hinting at with all of my foot cinematography.
I wouldn't leave Quentin Tarantino alone with any children.
Me neither. Talk about, like, a guy who just looks deranged. Like,
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
does.
But I guess crazy and genius are usually two sides of the same coin. So we're talking. Any normie has seen Spy Kids, right? Have you seen Mr. Rodriguez's magnum opus,
Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Shark Boy and Lava
Yes!
Girl?
I knew you were going to say that. I have. Yeah, that movie's fucking... That movie's a trip.
I thought
It's like an acid... It's like an acid flashback for children.
Yeah, and it just looks so bad. Like the Spy Kids movies didn't look good. Don't get me wrong, but they at least like
Remember the
were
George
cinematically
Lopez...
interesting.
The George
But
Lopez
the
robot?
Shark Boy, yeah, I do.
That's my favorite thing in, like, all of cinema.
Oh yeah, it was fucking hilarious.
Oh, fuck. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, I have a topic. The topic is movies. Welcome. I hope you guys have the Oscar fever. I've got the
Is it
Oscar
Oscar
fever.
season?
Hope you got it too. Oh, yeah,
Wait,
but
they don't give out Oscars in February, do they?
I honestly don't know when the Oscars are.
I haven't.
I don't think I've
I don't know. Do they even still do that?
I don't think I've ever in my life watched the Oscars or, like, the Emmys or anything. Never.
Every celebrity and director and anybody who's ever been a part of those all agree universally that they're awful.
Yeah. However, I have my own my own Emmys. It's called a list that I made of movies that I watched this year. Yeah. It's pretty great. I called it 2022 list of movies because I'm super creative. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun to, like, make a list to just, like, track all the different, like, movies and shows I watch and also, like, games that I play. So I made a little list, and it's pretty cool because then at the end of the year I can go back and be like, oh, look at that, these are the movies that defined my year. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, a lot of these movies are really old. I would say actually pretty much all these movies are older. The first movie on this list is one that I'm willing to bet like maybe 6 of you have heard of, and it's called High Anxiety. Have you ever heard of that movie?
No, but it's the perfect descriptor for Uncut Gems.
For real? Jesus Christ. That movie fucking slapped.
Oh, dude, that's the best movie I'll never see again.
Yeah. I think it's crazy that everyone on the planet is in universal agreement on that. All just like, yeah, it was a good movie, but anyway, I'm getting like super off topic because I'm stupid. Anyway, High Anxiety is
High Anxiety.
High Anxiety is I want to say it came out in like 1975, but it's a Mel Brooks movie. So, I mean, a lot of people know who Mel Brooks is, but a lot of people probably don't know what High Anxiety is because that movie's like, I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of an unheard of sort of culty kind of a movie. But yeah, it's a Mel Brooks comedy, and I saw it for the first time. And like, for those of you who don't know who Mel Brooks is, he's the director of Blazing Saddles.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
I'm trying to think, what's his other? He has another like really super popular movie, Robin Hood Men in Tights. He made that. I don't know if that was as popular, but yeah, I watched High Anxiety, and that movie was honestly fucking hilarious. Like, I was dying for like most of it. It's one of those movies where like it's a parody, and I don't know why, but like parody movies were just amazing in the 70s. Like, have you ever seen the movie Airplane?
I have, but it's been so long that I couldn't tell you much about it.
Oh my god, it's so funny, and I'm literally fucking blanking on the actor's name, so I'm gonna look it up. And then it's gonna piss me off when I see it. What the fuck are you doing? Oh yeah, Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen's probably one of my favorite actors in general because he is so fucking hilarious. But yeah, the movie Airplane is like super funny. But yeah, it's High Anxiety is kind of in the same vein as that, where it's like a parody movie. So it's a spoof of like a movie that was already made, basically. So I can't remember what Airplane was a spoof of, but High Anxiety is a spoof of like just Alfred Hitchcock movies. And oh my god, it was just so fucking funny. I would recommend it. Because the whole movie, it's literally just, like, it's all jokes. Like, everything is just a joke. It was, like the fucking hitman. Like, the hitman, just, his existence was just funny. Because he's, like, he's got, like, he's, like, a 40-year-old man with braces. And he's just this dorky-looking dude, but he goes around kicking everybody's ass, and he's, like, a fucking badass assassin. And the whole time he's on the phone, he's like, "Can I kill him? Can I kill him? I really think you should let me kill him. I really want to kill him."
I do remember that. Well, my favorite movie I saw recently was a hot take here, but Spider-Man: No Way Home. I mean, that just fucking slapped.
Still haven't seen it, and I literally work at a movie theater, but that's what happens when you work at a movie theater, and all they do is make you work.
For some reason, I thought that people telling me that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are in it was spoilers, but apparently that was just a very open thing. So I was like, oh, I guess nobody spoiled it for me because. Like,
oh yeah, I remember when I accidentally told you that, and I was like, I was kind of surprised you didn't know. I was like, damn.
Yeah, and I feel stupid as fuck for that now because it's like, no, it was just that like everybody knew and it wasn't a fucking spoiler. So my bad for that.
What was...
Here on the Big Boy District, we apologize to the homies. You make a mistake, you own up to it. Thanks.
The other problem, though, the thing with Big Boy District, though, is we don't accept apologies so easily.
So you don't accept my apology?
So I'm going to send you my Venmo info, and if you could just drop like $50 of apology dollars in there, I'd be really happy. All right. Another movie I saw, for pretty much, yeah, I think this was the first time I saw this movie, was A River Runs Through It. It was really fucking good, too. It was really good. It's like, I saw it once when I was a little kid, and I was like too young to really understand movies like that, because I was just sort of like, yeah, Star Wars! Halo! Shooty shoot! Bam bam! But, like, so I just sort of remembered it as like the fishing movie. Like the movie about the dudes who go fishing, but it's a really fucking good movie. It was like, also, goddamn, I don't want to like spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but the ending was sad. That's all I'm gonna say. Sad ending. Sad ending. It made me kind of hurt, you know. And it was one of those sad endings that just doesn't have a resolution. It was just like, yep, sometimes life is just sad and you got to go on. And it was like, damn. Fuck, dude. All right, then. What's even worse is it was all based on a true story. So, like, the tragic, you know, thing that happened in the end was a real thing that did, in fact, happen. But, yeah.
What? Like, this isn't, like, on my topic list or anything. This is just kind of an off-the-cuff question. So, if it's stupid, feel free to ignore it and continue. But what was the most fucked up movie you saw way too young?
Oh, that's a good question, because when I was young, I saw some fucked up movies because when my parents would go to bed, I'd watch like IFC, and IFC used to just play like really fucked up indie movies like late at night. The thing is, though, I can't remember the names of like any of them because a lot of them were like foreign movies with like English subtitles. I did see a Serbian film, and that's reputably one of the most fucked up movies ever made. I saw it when I was like 13, and yeah, 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Horrible movie. Jesus Christ. Fucking atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
The most fucked up movie I saw was fuck. Now I'm like struggling to remember the name of it. But it's like a really obvious. It's like a really popular horror movie too. Fuck. It's one of the slasher. Oh, Saw. Fuck. I was like, I know it's the name of a tool.
Oh yeah, I remember. I can't remember how old I was when I saw Saw. I was definitely young. I was still in elementary school.
That's probably not like I know there's probably people listening to this that are like, ooh yeah, so I saw that when I was fucking 6 months old, pussy. But that's just the one that I remember most prominently, and I can put a name to. I remember it like stuck with me so severely that that I fucking like had to like draw pictures of like the Saw dude and people dying afterward to like get them out of my head. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah.
then my older sister came across them, and she was like, "Did you watch fucking Saw?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I like just started bawling. Oh my god!
I saw Saw.
And my older sister was like, "Dude, like, why did you watch that?" And I was like, "I don't know." Like, I was very distressed about it.
I used to do that when I was like really, really little. I'd watch a horror movie and then go to bed that night and be like, "Oh God, I'm scared."
Yeah, my parents enacted because I saw this movie called Monster House, and looking back, like that movie is not that scary. Like the scariest thing about it is how bad the animation is.
Oh, I remember that
But
movie. Yeah.
but for some reason that just scared me so much that like I couldn't fall asleep in my room because I like was afraid of everything in my house was going to come to life. And I just have this vivid memory of my dad like yelling at me like, what the fuck, why won't you go to sleep, like what's going to happen if the door comes to life? It's not going to kill you, go to bed.
But
Like
what if
he
it
was so
does? I mean,
frustrated.
if a door came to life, what else would it do? That'd be my counter
I mean,
argument.
how would it
I'd be
kill?
like, I'd be like, if a door came to life, it's not gonna kill me. How do you know? You a door?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was basically my argument back to, was like, how do you know? But yeah, there was like a couple of sleepless, like I was like way too old to be keeping my parents up at night for horror. I was a huge pussy up until like, no, I'm still a pretty huge pussy. Like I'm just, yeah, but I was also back then a huge pussy. I was probably like 11 years old, way too old to be keeping my parents up because I saw a scary movie. But I digress.
I finally saw that movie Nobody with Bob Odenkirk, and
Mm.
I was like I'd heard pretty good things about it, so I had like some average-ish expectations because I wasn't really sold on Bob Odenkirk being an action hero, but my fucking god, that movie slapped. I liked it a lot. It
Did he
also
get buffed
helped,
for it?
kinda. He was definitely like I can't remember him looking like ripped or anything, but he was definitely in shape.
I
But
know he like had a heart attack, like a really mild heart attack or whatever.
yeah, I think that happened on the set of Better Call Saul. I want
I
to
think it was on the
say,
set of Nobody. Nah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. It was on Better Call Saul.
but that was a good movie. Also, I figured out that Christopher Lloyd, wait, that's his name, right? Christopher Lloyd? That sounds right, but it also doesn't. Uh, Back
Um,
to the Future guy.
yeah, that's Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, I found out he's still alive and kicking because he's in that movie. I was like, Jesus Christ, this man's never gonna die. He's fucking still. He looks the same too. He looks the same. Back to the Future came out in the 80s, and he looks the
It's been
same.
40 years.
And he literally looks the same. Also, he kills a bunch of people with a shotgun in a pretty badass like action shootout sequence. The movie was just cool. There were some badass scenes and like it was written by the same guy who wrote the John Wick movies. So that's probably why a lot of it was so badass. I don't know if it was choreographed by the same guy. I feel like it was though, because the camera work was like pretty much the same. But yeah, it was a good movie. I would recommend it. I mean, it wasn't like amazing. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I walked away from that movie. My life was changed. I was thinking, I was contemplating philosophical meanings. It's like, nah, if you want to watch Saul Goodman kick some ass and get his ass kicked a little bit, have some fun watching people get shot along the way, then it's a good movie for that.
I wonder, I just wonder what percentage of movies feature someone dying via gunshot.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet. Fuck, yeah. I'm willing to
Because I
bet
feel like I
like
see that a lot.
over 50% at least.
Yeah, probably because that's like very dramatic, I feel like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, also the way people die from gunshots in movies is not the way people die from gunshots in real life. Either you're dead instantly or you're in shock and you basically bleed to death and it's super painful and you don't like get to be like, tell my mother. Oh, my
Yeah.
mother.
I've heard a lot of I've heard stories from like people after like the Aurora shooting. Also, like, fun fact, I'm not trying to like get us doxxed or anything, but we actually live in Aurora, Colorado. So those of you who heard about like the Aurora theater shooting back in like that was
2012.
20 oh, that was 2012?
Yep.
Mother of
It
God, I was
was,
about to
I
say
believe it was.
2016. Holy shit, I was way off.
Nah, I'm pretty sure it was June 23rd, 2012, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I
But
know it was 2012.
yeah, there were stories from people after that happened that said that like when they first got shot, they didn't even feel it because they were so busy just like, you know, trying to scramble out and get the fuck away. And then it was only like, you know, a couple minutes later when they were hunkered down and they would notice, holy shit, I'm bleeding. What the fuck? Then they'd look down and be like, oh, I got shot. Oh.
Yeah, I remember I saw a so basically that dude is up for like he can go before a like council or whatever every 5 years to basically plea he be let out of or he have his life sentence commuted to like 25 to life, you know what I mean? And so he tried to go in and get some of his sentencing or his treatment commuted or whatever, and it lasted like 2 minutes of his attorney like arguing on his behalf, and the judge was like just like leaned into the mic and was like nope, and fucking as he was being led away, everyone that was like in the audience or the pews clapped, and it was really fucking like satisfying. It was like, yeah, fuck you, dude. Rot.
Oh shit, that was weird.
Moving on to a more fucking lighthearted topic though, than mass shootings in America. Fucking. What books you been reading lately, fucker?
Currently none. Kind of sad.
Yeah.
I haven't had like any time though.
Yeah, me neither, but I did finish all of the Stormlight books that are out so far.
Oh fuck, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, it was. So the first one was 1,000 pages. The second one was 1,700 pages. The third one was 1,400 pages, and the fourth one was 1,600. So it did take a while, but pretty good book series.
Fuck yeah. Are any of them better or worse?
The first one is by far the best. Unfortunately, it definitely gets worse, and I don't mean that to say like each book after that like is worse, but like the first is definitely like the most cohesive and easy to follow. Starting in book 3, the one criticism I have is it's like holy shit, Brandon Sanderson. There's like so many characters. My God, like there's so many characters to keep track of that like I had to start like keeping a list and like writing down little descriptors of who people are because it's like it's so hard to keep track of like so many one-off and like little characters that are important to the plot. But that's like just a minor criticism. I feel like too many characters is better than bad characters. And so the first one is definitely the best, and the worst is probably the third one, just because that's kind of a like a very in-between book. Like a big thing happens in book 2, and the fight to resolve it happens in book 4, and book 3 is just everyone kind of being like, oh shit, like this is very different than the status quo. How do we adjust? You know what I mean? Not a
Yeah.
bad book, but definitely not action packed and like breath hitching as the other 3 are. But yeah, if you have time and are willing to read books that are about as thick as a holy Bible and just about as complicated in some areas, check out the Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson. It's definitely probably in my top 3 favorite book series of all time now.
Hell yeah. I have a coworker who only listens to like covers of songs
Mm.
for some reason instead of just like the original songs. I don't really know why. Cause like I know there's some people that just kind of like covers better, but I don't know. I almost always like the original better, but there are some covers that are good. The covers that this particular person listens to are always from like tribute bands though. Like no name, like royalty free almost. But yeah, there are some covers that are all right.
There was a there was a Dave Matthews Band cover band at one point. So there was a Dave Matthews Band cover band that got like prominent enough that another cover band emulated their style of covers.
That sounds like such a Dave Matthews Band thing to happen.
Yeah. And the Dave Matthews Band, I'm sorry, I don't know very many songs by them. I just know that random fact because I saw it on Reddit one time, as that's how I know most things, is I just spend a lot of time on Reddit because I'm a little virgin fuck boy. But yeah, that's the stupidest name for a fucking band. Like the Dave Matthews Band, the Chase Taylor Band. Oop. Fuck, I just said my full name. Oh well. Fuck it. That's who I am. Look me up on Facebook.
Yo, find me on that Instagram. I'm trying to hit that 32K. Just joking.
Censor that, Cody. Censor everything I've said this whole podcast, honestly.
You just hear my voice and then like beep, 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 beep.
So far we've said what our hometown is, and I've stated my full name.
Uh-oh, you have been doxxed. Just kidding.
Yeah,
They need
nervous about that now.
they need a little bit more than that. There's plenty of people on the internet, like for instance on YouTube, where you know like their full name, the place they live, but like they don't get doxxed. Like fucking like Critical, for instance. Everyone knows that his real name is like Charles White. He lives in Tampa, Florida. I sound like I'm trying to get him doxxed, but like it's literally public information.
Common information.
Like,
yeah. There's a YouTuber I really like named Danny Gonzalez he's really popular, so I'm like it's not like he's a niche YouTuber or anything. He's got like 8 million subscribers or whatever. But he's really funny, and he does kind of similar content to Moist Critical, where he just kind of talks about whatever interests him in that moment, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And yeah, he had to move like 3 times because he kept getting letters at his house that were like, "Hey, we came and knocked and you weren't home, but we're really big fans." And it's like, dude, like, how can you like not wrap your head around the fact that that's not okay?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, what was your plan? Like, they answer, and you're just like, "Hey, we had to do a little bit of stalking to find you, but we're really big fans. Okay, let's shoot a YouTube video together." Like, he would literally just call the cops, dude.
That reminds
Did you
me
ever
of,
hear about what happened to Gavin Free from Achievement Hunter?
I can't remember that story actually.
He got doxxed, and then a fan came to his house because he was jealous that, like, Gavin's girlfriend is Gavin's girlfriend and not his girlfriend, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so he came to his house with a gun to try to kill him, and Gavin had to hide in his, like, closet or something.
Oh yeah, I do remember that story. Yeah, I saw that on like a YouTube like disturbing shit compilation or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that dude doesn't deserve that. That dude's like a really funny, nice, and like talented dude. I don't know if you know this, but he's like part of the slow-mo guys as well, and he also does a lot of like slow-mo work for a lot of big cinematic movies. So he's like a really dope dude.
Yeah, that shit's scary. I know that I think a couple of people who worked at like IGN over the years have been doxxed. I know that Alana Pierce got doxxed. I don't really remember what the whole story was there, or if anything like happened, but
yeah, Funhouse is a really tragic story.
yeah, they're still kicking. I haven't watched a Funhouse video in a long time. Like, it's nothing that they did or anything. I think I just kind of like lost interest.
Mr. Yeah, I won't even say his name because gross, but yeah, they had a Predator in their ranks.
Oh yeah,
So
I
did
remember
Achievement
that.
Hunter. And they both got ousted at the same time and pretty much tanked both of those really good companies.
Rip. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. That was like, the internet was like speechless when that was happening.
Yeah, dude, that was like one of the only Me Too things that actually like affected like my media, you know what I mean? Whenever I would hear about an
Yeah.
actor that was like oh, Me Too, it's like, well, I don't even know who that is. So like it's not like I have to like not watch any movies now, but like Ryan Haywood, I'll say his name because like that guy deserves to have his name out there, like because they like honestly like fuck him. The other dude, like I won't say his name just because like he fucked up and he's a fucking idiot and he's a predator. But like Ryan Haywood, I'll say his name because fuck that dude because I loved that dude. I watched that dude's content. I fucking thought he was the funniest dude on the planet. He was like a guy I really looked up to, and like yeah, he fucked up, dude, and he did something really fucking stupid and disgusting, and like that really like I don't want to say hurt me obviously because I wasn't the victim, and I wasn't like close to him or anything, but like it hurt me a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh
It felt
yeah.
like a betrayal. You know?
It always sucks when like shit like that happens. And it's like, it's definitely good advice when they say like you can't put people on like a pedestal. Then
Yeah.
when shit like that does happen, you're not like, oh wow.
Yeah, it's like Bill Cosby.
Fuck. Where did my goddamn vape go? Let's talk about nicotine. Love it. Love it. Can't stop doing it. Love it so much.
Me too. What was I? Oh yeah. What's a question that like people that you're like not super well acquainted with or that you're meeting for the first time? What's a question that people ask you all the fucking time?
Um. mm, are you mad at me?
I
Because
get that too.
I have kind of a permanent scowl, and I don't like
Yeah, me too.
I
I
don't really
have.
like talk to people I don't know that well, and I also like my focus face is a glare. Like I've seen it in the mirror. Like the face that I make when I'm concentrating on something is like a really intense glare, which like I can see why that's off-putting, but like I'm not angry. You know what I mean? And then when people get to know me, they usually find out I'm actually a pretty like funny, nice dude, I think.
Yeah. For me, it's do you watch anime? And
Oh,
the answer is no.
no.
Jesus fucking Christ, I get that question so often. Like I'm about to just start introducing myself. Like, hey, my name's
I
Cody.
don't
I
watch
don't watch
anime.
anime.
No, not even hey, my name is Cody. You got to
And
do hey, I don't watch anime and my
they're
name is
always
Cody.
bummed too. And it's just like, I'm sorry. I'm glad that you're having fun with anime, but it's just not my cup of shit, man. I don't think that it's terrible. It's just that I just don't. I can't get behind anime. I hate the fucking characters way too much. Every anime just has the same fucking characters that are just goddamn annoying. They never. They're always screaming, and they're always children for some reason. It's like why are all the heroes screaming children? You know, if I'm gonna save the world from like a fucking octopus demon from hell, I'm not gonna recruit like a kindergarten class of ADHD students. Like that's my Spartan program right there.
just just start a super soldier.
Just like
Fucking
imagine being like an army recruiter with like some intel guys like walking into your fucking like walking into like a kindergarten classroom and you pull the teacher aside and you're like, "Man, we need to evaluate some of your students real quick. We're doing a very top secret program here." And she's like, "Oh, you're looking for like the best and brightest." And they're like, "Actually, no, ma'am. We're looking for jarheads. We're looking for the rejects, the kids that we can just look at and tell that, yeah, he's not gonna amount to shit. We're gonna induct him into this program." It's like CIA MK Ultra shit. MK Ultra was fucked up. It was a real thing too. It wasn't even a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, there's a lot of like shit that comes out about the U.S. government where it's like I believe it because obviously like that they do fucked up shit, but it's just like damn, like what human being like said yes, this is a good idea, you know what I mean? Like for example, MK Ultra, like who looked at that? Excuse me, Jesus Christ, who looked at that and said yes?
Yeah, and like the crazy thing was I can't even remember who was president at the time, but as soon as they found out about it, the CIA director was like, holy shit, burn all the evidence, get rid of all the records. And they pretty much did, but there's like a couple of fucking leaked little documents here and there.
Yeah, and same
That
with like
reminds
this
me.
UFO shit. I have a feeling in the next decade, like we're gonna become a lot more aware of like what UFOs are, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I went down this really long Wikipedia rabbit hole reading about Robert Hanssen. The fucking I don't know how many people have heard of this guy, but he's basically a spy or a former spy, and he's currently he's in jail at ADX Florence, right down the street from where we live.
Yeah.
And
That's
he's
like a really, really secure prison.
yeah, it's the most secure jail in the world. And this dude, he's like 75 now, but like guess what his sentence is? He's guilty of really
Treason.
really
So
horrible acts of like
isn't it
espionage and like
isn't it like 485 years or some shit?
it's 15 consecutive life sentences with no chance of parole or anything. So they got that
Legally,
guy buried. Like
how
he is under the jail. But
legally how do they define a life sentence? Like,
so a life
uh,
sentence is like so I used to wonder this too cuz I would be like what's the difference between a life sentence and getting like 400 years in prison? Because like they are different. So a life sentence means that like you're there for life, like for like the duration of your natural life, but within that span you I think that you are ineligible for parole. So a life sentence means that you have like no chance at parole or really getting out. I might have this backwards, but if you have like a say like 150 years in jail, I think you have like parole eligibility and stuff like that.
and it's also probably like a convenient way for them to be like, yeah, we didn't sentence you to life in prison, so it wasn't cruel and unusual for your crime. You just have to live 151 more years.
Yeah. But yeah, this dude is he's never ever getting out, which I mean even if he were to get out, he's a fucking geriatric old man at this point, so he doesn't like to be realistically, he doesn't have much life left to enjoy, but the story was so fucking interesting. Like
I might mute my mic because I'm about to cough, but go on.
that's okay. But yeah, this guy was just like he was in the FBI and he was just basically leaking US intel to Russia for almost 20 years. And then they finally caught him, and when they rolled up and arrested him, he was in the process of delivering more intel to the Russians. And they arrested him, and all he said was, "What took you so long?" And then they like pretty much had him dead to rights at that point because they were suspicious of him for a little bit because they had gotten some intel that kind of suggested that he was working for the Russians. And the crazy thing was he was the one who was tasked with finding the mole, and he was the mole. So, yeah, once
They
they
based the movie No Way Out on it.
once they figured
Based
it
that movie with Kevin Costner.
once they figured it out,
That
they
movie.
had this guy like spying on him. He was like supposed to be his assistant. They gave him like a fake promotion to like this do nothing job where he couldn't really leak any intel anymore. And they were like, "Yeah, this is a quote unquote promotion. You're gonna love it." So they hook him up with like this new office and this quote unquote assistant who was literally just like I think he was a CIA agent who was watching him. And yeah, the dude was surveying him and he got a bunch of intel on him. And he pretty much got all the evidence they needed to arrest him. And yep, he is still alive and kicking. He's just at Supermax, probably not having the best time, but who knows? Maybe he's learned to like solitary confinement.
Oh man, I mean, I don't know. I can't. I don't even want to begin to imagine doing so. Like, I don't understand how people in the first place have the nuts to commit like pretty much everybody has the nuts to commit small crimes that'll get you like fined or like maybe even put on probation. You know what I mean? But no, like, I don't understand how people have the balls to be like, yeah, I know if I get caught, I'm going to jail for like a decade or more, you know? But
Yeah.
I'm gonna try anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get that. I don't understand that logic. Like, I suppose desperation or ego must play a huge part in it, but like, I just don't get it.
It's just like crazy to me that like ADX Florence is literally the real life version of Arkham Asylum. And we live like right down the street from it.
Yeah, I've seen the outside of it. Oh shit!
Oh shit,
That's
my
voice.
controller disconnected.
That scared the shit out of me.
Kinda same. I wish that these controllers had like on-off buttons. Just like dedicated ones. So I don't have, every time I want to turn it off, I don't have to go through like a menu. That'd be pretty cool. What the hell? Oh shit. I thought my thing disconnected for a sec. I was like, what the fuck?
I think it did. I couldn't hear you till just now if you were talking.
Oh, I wasn't.
Okay.
I said something about something. It was stupid.
Something about Florence being Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah. We used to have a real life Batman in Denver too. His name was the Wall Creeper. I don't think he did anything. He was just a guy who dressed up in like what looked like a fucking gimp suit, honestly, and he was like, I'm a superhero. And he would walk around Denver. And everyone thought he was super cool. I was like, God, how lame are we? Come on, guys.
Do you remember that guy that worked at that McDonald's on the corner of I promise this is related to what you just said. The McDonald's on Smoky Hill and Reservoir? He was the guy that would open the window and be like, hey, like super like energetic. And,
oh, the Southern guy?
Yeah, he'd be like, oh, well, like, I did blah, 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 blah. Like, apparently that dude, like attacked someone. Like, I don't want to say, like, too much in case I'm, like, slandering someone, but I'm pretty sure that he got fired and or in trouble for, like, attacking a customer. And I don't know if it was a verbal attack or a physical one, but... like, I kind of had a feeling that he was unhinged because, like, everyone really liked him, and every time he would talk to me,
Oh,
I'd be
yeah,
like,
me too.
You kind of scare me, man. Like, I don't
remember
know why, but you really intimidate me.
somebody told me that if you were mean to him, he would turn into a lunatic on you. So I was just like, well, I guess don't be mean to him, but...
But, like, also, why are you being mean to food service employees?
Yeah.
Like, just be nice to people.
He did give me a strange vibe, though, definitely.
There was one time me and Callum, we needed water for, I think, maybe a bong, I don't know. We needed something, so, like, I don't understand why we couldn't just get water from Aaron's house, which we were, like, heading to.
I remember this story, yeah.
Like,
I remember this story because I was, like, giving you guys shit for going through a drive-thru to get bong water.
Yeah, yeah, we were like, I don't remember why. I think we just thought it was funny, honestly. We were like, yeah, we could go fill this up at Aaron's house, or we could show up with McDonald's water, and then it wasn't even funny.
Aaron's like,
But,
my
like-
mom is gonna wonder why I want water.
But, oh yeah, that was probably why. It was because we like couldn't figure out how to get a cup of water into Aaron's room. I don't know, but like we pulled
Water,
up
not even once.
and we asked the drive-through lady for a cup of water, and she obviously was very annoyed because what a waste of time. So she was just like, "Yeah, pull up." And we pull up, and obviously we don't stop at the pay window, and also obviously they don't like put us into their computer POS system as a ticket, you know what I mean? Because we're just getting a
Yeah.
cup of water. So I guess when we pulled up to the next drive-through, we were like, they thought we were the people either in front of us, yeah, or the people behind us, I mean. And they handed us some Oreo milkshakes, and I was
Oh
like
shit!
16.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then, keep in mind, folks, I was like 16, so you can't persecute me for this crime anymore. But Callum definitely started to be like, "Oh, these weren't ours," and then I literally like smacked him on the thigh and was like, "Thanks," and didn't even like ask for the water and just pulled away. And Callum was like, "Budman, like these aren't ours," and I was like, "Yeah, well, they are ours now." Like. That's my
We
McDonald's.
need to do the right thing here and return these milkshakes. Like, nah, man. They're gonna
Like, they
melt
handed
before
it.
they figure this shit out.
Well, also
They're
they
gonna be
handed
making
it
new
to
ones.
They handed it to us, and if we would have handed them back, they would have had to throw them away and make new ones anyway.
Yeah, literally.
So like it was
It was
just
either
like,
you or one of the McDonald's
The trash
employees
can.
getting a free shake. I feel like McDonald's
But-
wouldn't allow that. They'd be like, "Fuck you! You're on the clock, motherfucker."
Yeah, McDonald's does strike me as one of those corporations that's
Yeah.
very like
Just like
iron
ruthless to
fisty.
work for.
Which is really stupid because like they also say, "Oh, this is a job for unskilled people. We're paying you $15 or we're paying you like $3 an hour, and then you'll live with it because you're not that valuable." But they're also like probably super cutthroat and hard to work for. And it's like, what's the plus in working for you guys?
Yeah.
What was the next topic that I don't want to pull up my list again because my computer fucking turned off. Come on. Oh yeah. Why do banks suck so much? Like, why does every bank suck dick? Because I've tried 3 separate banks now, and they all are just thieves and robbers. And like, is there any like? I hate them. I hate them so much. Get this. So my most recent bank was BBVA. BBVA got bought by an Eastern Coast bank called PNC, and then these motherfuckers sent me a new debit card that didn't work even after I activated it, so they had to send me a new one, and that took 3 weeks.
Jesus.
And, like, so every time I needed money, I had to go in and like ask, and I didn't want to like drain my account because like, you know, I want to keep my savings up. And so fucking every time I went in, I'd be like, "Yeah, can I get like $150?" And also I assumed the card would be there in like another day or two, so I wasn't trying to be like, "Yeah, just give me all the money I have." So I was like, "Yeah, can I withdraw another $100 because like you guys still haven't sent me a debit card?" And then I found out that they have literally like the highest ATM, like if you go to one of their ATMs with one of their own cards, it's like a $4.75 fucking some cent fee.
What the fuck?
Like-
God damn.
And so I was like, what the fuck is happening? So I like went to shut down my account online on their app, and instead of shutting down my account, I guess I just closed my app account. You know what I mean? Like I just
Yeah.
like closed the online banking app. So I had to go in and like close it, and then I went to Chase to try to like open a new bank account because I've never tried Chase before because I've heard nothing but bad things about it. And those motherfuckers made me goddamn schedule an appointment with a banker instead of just like, there's a computer right in front of you. Just open an account for me. I have the money right here. Like, here's my name, here's my address, here's my phone number, here's my social security, like, here's my money. Boom, bing, bang, boom. Give me an account number. And so I had to come back a week later, and then they made me, like, get another debit card. And keep in mind, part of this was my fault because I should have just, like done this before I closed my account with PNC. But overall, because Chase took almost as long to send me their debit card, so I just went like 5 weeks without a debit card, and it was like, long story short, why does it have to be so hard? Why like, you have my money, just make it easy for me.
Yeah, that's just annoying.
Like banks are shit, man. Like if PNC had a low account balance mode where if you didn't have more than $50 in your account, they would send you endless emails about it, like, hey, put more money in this or we're going to start charging you a low account balance fee. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, that's so predatory.
Yeah, that is fucked up. What's the bank called?
PNC.
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, they're new in Colorado because they just bought BBVA.
That's fucking butt. They sound like a shithole.
Yeah, and also when they were transferring my BBVA account to PNC, it was the most messy thing ever because they were like, yeah, your PNC debit card will come in a matter of a few weeks, and then, but in the meantime, your BBVA debit card will still work. But it didn't. It only worked at, like, if I didn't need to use the PIN for some reason. Like, it only worked if I, like, went through McDonald's and, like, fucking one of those slides that doesn't require the PIN. And I don't want to, like, skip the PIN because then it charges as credit and then they charge interest. And, like, fuck that. I just want to use my debit card with the money that's already on it. And so then they sent me that card, and fucking it doesn't work. So I have to wait 3 weeks for another one. It was just, like, really annoying month for me bank-wise. So yeah, that was my topic, and it was mostly just an excuse for me to go on that rant.
That was a good one. I go to 7 out of 8. We're doing that is a strange scale. It's like something like a European game journalist magazine would do. I'll give this a 6 out of 8. It's like, why out of 8? Because this is what we do in this country, comrade. This is how we play our games and measure our opinions. We go in 8s. I give this a 14 out of 16.
Together strong. So, bro, you want to buy my NFTs?
Yeah. Remember, I feel like I may have already said something about this, but remember how, like, I don't know, it's not even just Troy Baker, but all these celebrities on Twitter are just blowing their own feet off with these NFT things.
Did you ever see the Jimmy Fallon clip of him and Paris Hilton just being like, dude, like, I just got into NFTs. Nice, dude. Do you like them? And then Jimmy Fallon's like, yeah. Do you want to see one of my NFTs? And Paris Hilton obviously just being like, yeah. And so he pulls out a picture of one of those like Ape Yacht Club ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, this is my NFT. And it was very clear that he didn't understand enough about the concept to, like, make any jokes about it, you know what I mean? And so it was literally just like a minute-long clip of him and Paris Hilton just being like, dude, NFTs? NFTs. NFTs? NFTs. Yeah, they're good for some reason. Can't explain why. And nobody can. Everybody I ask about it just tells me the same thing that doesn't explain what they are at all. And then I don't understand how people make money off of them, or if they're a good thing, or, like, why they're a good thing, or why they're a bad thing. It's just like, dude, like, can somebody just tell me, because I am not smart enough to form my own opinions, can somebody just tell me what to think about this, for fuck's sake? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh god, I love when you go on Reddit. There's a lot of NFT things on, like, the Reddit explain like I'm 5 thing.
Mm-hmm. And none of them are explained like I'm 5.
They're all like, that's my favorite thing about our explain like I'm 5 is that
nobody knows how to do that.
Literally, someone's like, hey, I don't understand this, like, really kind of brain-busting concept. Can someone explain it to me like I'm 5? And then the top comment's always goddamn fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson coming in hot, like, well, let me, just, if you will, just imagine.
Let me break down every specific concept.
Now, just imagine, if you will, an atom and space-time and